all set to start carving the border of our plate. You can see I've done some of it already. This will give you an idea of how it looks when it's finished and which chips to take out. We'll work in this manner. This will be the first chip we'll take out, second, third, fourth. After those 4 chips are removed, we'll go up here and take out number 5 and 6, and then we'll repeat that here all the way around the rim of the plate. We'll use our standard chip carving knife to take out all these chips. The first cut I like to take is right along the baseline here, away from this inside portion of our plate. The reason being, if you take this cut first and happen to slip, you'll ruin your plate with a cut through the center. So that's why I'm going to take this cut along the baseline first. We start shallow, plunge down to get your depth, and then draw it out right to there. Turn your plate, and I'll start here from shallow, plunge it down to get your depth, and draw it out. Again, turn the plate, and we'll start where we left off from shallow and work your way down to get your depth right to there. That's how those chips are removed. Now we'll work on number 2. First cut being away from your previous cut. First cut being away from your previous chip. Get your depth and draw the knife out to the center. We do not need to go all the way down to the bottom. Stop up here a little short. That'll help preserve this delicate features in this part of the design. Okay, turn your plate again. Just pick up where you left off from shallow to the depth up on the top. And remove the chip with your third cut. Now chip number 3, the first cut is away from your previous chip. Trying to carve away as much of the pattern line as possible. It'll save me a lot of work in the end. And finally, our fourth chip. Again, good idea to take this cut along the baseline first. Sort of a safety measure. Now, our second cut should be away from these previous chips. Right to there. Now turn your plate. If you have any cleanup to do it after you remove those chips. Okay, there's the first 4 have been removed. A little cleanup on this one. Now chips number 5 and 6. First cut, I'll start here from shallow, get my depth, and draw it out. right up the center from shallow to my depth right to there. And if I've gotten proper depth, it should come out on this third cut. Okay, that looks good. Next cut, away from your previous chip. Try to come right down the center ridge to keep that as sharp as possible. Pick up where you left off on your cut. Should be right down here. Okay, that's the procedure. Take out these 4 chips, then those 2 up on top. Now I'll do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And I'll follow this all the way around the rim of my plate. After I've gotten these done, I'll come back and show you how to take out these final chips along the rim. With the rosette completed and the major part of our border done, we're all set to move out to this outer rim portion of the carving. Let me show you a little technique that's important when carving this rim. This one's already been carved, so I can show you what's happening with the knife as we start here and come down the cut from shallow to deep. Now when we reach the bottom portion here, I'm going to tell you to stand the handle of your knife up. And what that does is it makes this cut straight up and down right along this ridge. So you'll start up here from shallow to deep, and when you hit the end of that detail, raise the handle of your knife up so the point goes in the bottom and it carves a straight ridge. Let me show you what that looks like here. We'll start here from shallow. I reach the end of the design on the pattern, raise up the handle so the point goes straight down in and it carves a straight ridge. Then on the next cut, when we start here, we'll plunge the knife straight down in. So that will cut the straight ridge right along there. So when I start here, I'm going to plunge the knife straight down in and then draw it out over to here. Then I'll continue that cut all the way over to the next one. When I reach the end, stand the handle up again. And repeat that all the way around the rim of your plate. Plunge it down in on the next cut. Draw it out. Continue around the outside. And again, stand the handle up. Okay, go ahead and do that all the way around the rim of your plate, and then I'll show you the last cut to remove those chips. To remove these chips on the outside, we'll take one continuous cut all the way around the rim, varying the depth from shallow to deeper at the widest part of the chip. Again, I'm carving outside the line to save me cleanup time at the end, trying to remove as much of the pattern line as possible as I cut. Okay, that came out quite well. If there are spots, chips that don't come out all the way, don't force them out. Instead, go back with your knife, and it's most likely right at that deepest part of the chip. Right down. The carving's done on this plate. Now we're all set to apply a finish, and we'll cover that in our next lesson.